screen is visible to you, I think so, and also voice is clear. The self-compacting concrete means there is no external equipment or agency is required to compact the concrete. The concrete will self-level itself. So that concrete is also called as self-consolidating concrete or self-leveling concrete. So these concretes, that is self-concrete, compacting concrete, they don't need any external agent for the compaction or for the vibration. So self-compacting concrete is an innovative concrete that does not require vibration for placing and compaction. तो जैसे कि ऑर्डिनरी कंक्रीट में हमको वाइब्रेटर यूज करना पड़ता है या एक्सटर्नल एजेंट बामू या तो रॉडिंग वी आर डूइंग फॉर द कॉम्पैक्शन. But in case of self-compacting concrete, these are not required. Self-compacting concrete is a concrete that can be compacted into every corner of formwork purely means of its own weight without using any vibrator. Without any using any vibrator, you can compact the or the self under its own weight. You can say under its own weight will be compacted. It is highly engineered concrete with much fluidity. So this self-compacted concrete is in 1983 there occurred a general problem while studying the durability of concrete structure in Japan. The problem is that to make a durable concrete on adequate compaction. Okay, made a durable concrete and adequate compaction is necessary by skilled labor. So as the solution for above problem, SCC, that is self-compacting concrete, was created by Okamaru in 1986. So this first time it is created by the scientist from Japan. That is, his name is uh, Okamaru. His name is Okamaru. In 1996, he developed the self-compacting concrete, that is SCC. Okay. Hence, Okamaru is known as the father of self-compacting concrete technology. Okamaru is known as the father of self-compacting concrete technology. Okamaru in 1986 he developed the self-consolidating or self-compacting concrete in Japan in 1986. A first self-compacting concrete is only used in a prefabricated products and ready-mix concrete in Japan. Only it is preferred for the uh, prefabricated work and ready-mix concrete. So self-compacted concrete has been described as the most revolutionary development in concrete construction uh, for several decades. So what is the material required for the self-compacted concrete? The cement as we required in the normal concrete, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, water. These are the normal components of or ingredients of your concrete. The chemical admixture as superplasticizers, viscosity modifying agent, that is WMA, air entraining agent, that is AEA. This is required for self-concrete. Mineral admixtures such as fly ash, ground granulated blast furnace slag, silica fume, they are also required for the self-compacting concrete. Okay. Cement may be ordinary Portland cement, 43 gauge, 53 gauge, may be used aggregate, water quality, chemical administered as explained above, and stone powder if required. Porous stone or dolomite or granite may be added to increase the powder content if required. Now you can see the comparison between the normal concrete and self-compacting concrete. So here you can see that in normal concrete, uh, we have the water 18%. In self-compacting the water is increased, some 20% of water is required. Okay, pores aggregate 46%, air pores aggregate 28%. The quantity of the pores aggregate reduces here, you can see. Okay, then you can see the sand is required 24% in normal concrete, but in self-compacting concrete the percentage of sand is increased, है ना, यानी fine aggregate percentage are increased, whereas coarse aggregate percentage are decreased in the self-compacting concrete. Then fines 12% in the ordinary concrete, and in case of self-compacting concrete it is about 18%. So that is the difference between the normal concrete and the self-compacting concrete. In normal concrete, the coarse aggregate is in large quantity, but in self-compacting concrete, the fine aggregate is in large quantity. Any final particles are more as compared to coarse aggregate. Also, we need admixture to uh, make a self-compacting concrete, that is chemical admixture, and also mineral admixture in terms of fines, that is fly ash or cement or water. It is called as cementitious material. So cementitious material can be used, okay, for the self-compacting concrete, and water content is also little bit more as compared to normal concrete. So what is the properties of self-compacting concrete? In fresh state, the following properties, that is filling ability, flows easily at a certain speed into the formwork, passing ability, passes through the reinforcement without blocking, segregation resistance, the distribution of the aggregate particles remain homogeneous in both vertical and horizontal direction. These are the fresh state properties of self-compacting concrete. Proportion of material are taken based on the volume rather than the mass. Aggregates should come from same source. Mixing it should be done longer time when compared to conventional concrete. The machine is increased. Some rules need to be followed while placing the concrete. Limit vertical fall distance of 5 meter. Each layer should be at a height of uh, 500 mm. Horizontal flow should not exceed 10 meter. Okay, so it is limiting value, and early curing is necessary for the self-compacting concrete. Then mix design principle. The flowability and viscosity pace can be controlled by proper proportioning of power ratio, water powder ratio, and then adding superplasticizer or viscosity modifying agents. The paste is the vehicle for the transport of the aggregate Therefore, the volume of paste must be greater than the wide volume in aggregate. The volume of paste must be greater in the self-compacting concrete. In order to control the temperature rise and thermal shrinkage, cracking as well as strength, the fine powder should be added to keep the cement content in acceptable level. With example, that is fly ash, mineral filler, silica fume, GGBFS can be used uh, for that. The mix design determine the desired air content, determine the coarse aggregate volume, determine the sand content, design the paste composition, determine the optimum volumetric water powder ratio, and super plasticizer dosage. Air content is taken as 2%, low coarse aggregate taken as an increased paste content, low water powder ratio, and increased supervised dosage can give a good mix design. So this can be done. Okay. The mechanism for achieving the self-compacting concrete is the reduction of water binder ratio. First one, limitation of the coarse aggregate content, addition of mineral admixture, and usage of superplasticizer or chemical admixture, you can say, or modifying viscosity modifying agent. Then it will high segregation resistance for the mortar. It will avoid the large quantity of coarse aggregate and high deformability of mortar as concrete if you add the fly ash, mineral admixture and the finer aggregate in large quantity, and then you can achieve the self-compacting concrete by doing so. The test condition on this self-compacting concrete is the slump flow test, T50, V funnel test, L box, U box, fill box test, GTM screen stability test, and orimeter test. So these are different tests you can conduct to find out the flow ability or fillability of the your self-compacting concrete, or you can say the consolidability of the your self-compacting concrete. तो स्लम फ्लो टेस्ट जैसे कि हम लोग स्लम मालूम करते हैं सिमिलरली यू टू फिल द मोल्ड कैन सी दिस इज द स्लम this is the slump flow table or plate you have to put there is mark one inside mark you can see this inside mark is to put the slump properly an outer mark of 600 or 500 mm is there to measure the slump. Then pouring of the concrete will be done with the scoop and then you have to lift the slump. You can lift the slump upward straight and then flow will take place. So this will be the flow of your concrete you can see. Then you have to measure the flow in two directions orthogonal to each other. अगर आप यहाँ मालूम करो D1 and D2 should be orthogonal to each other that is D2 that you can observe the two reading D1 and D2 and then you can take average of that two and that gives you the flow of your concrete. The acceptability, the higher the flow rate, the greater is the ability fill of the former. The value at the 650 mm is required for the self-compacting concrete. तो D1 D2 का एवरेज आपका कितना आना चाहिए? It will be 650 mm. Will be 650 mm. Then another method of find T50 slump procedure for the test, J-ring test. That is J-ring test is performed to find out the pass ability of the self-compacting concrete. You can see this is the J-ring apparatus. This is the rings you can see, and this is the cone where the concrete is there, and then you have to perform the test After pouring the concrete, then you can see the passing ability of the self-compact concrete, and you can measure the height from the top of the surface of the concrete and top of the jaring, and that gives you the passing ability of your uh, concrete. And you take the reading at four places, and then acceptable difference in height between inside and outside should be 0 to 10 mm. So this inside concrete level and outside concrete level can be measured, and that difference should be not more than 10 mm. So it should be 0 to the 10 mm value inside and outside uh, side concrete level. So that is the Jering. You can search this on the internet also how to perform the Jering test for the self-compacting concrete you can perform. So you can search on internet also Jering test if you type here then total for self-compacting concrete you can easily uh, video. So this you can see this. This is the apparatus in the photograph. You are is visible to you. Okay, gearing, and then you can see how to perform the gearing test. So inner height and outer height is measure, and this difference should not be less than the difference should not be less than 0 to 10 mm. So that is all about the gearing test. You can see the video also, so you can see the videos also. You can click on the videos. Many videos on gearing test is available, and you can do how to do. You can see this how to perform the gearing test. Yes, you have to fill the mold, and then you have to straight depth the, and then see the between the bars this concrete is passing. So to know the passing ability of your concrete, this test is performed. Therefore, it is automatically self-leveled. Okay? It is leveled itself. Okay, so that test is called as it is performed on the self-consolidating concrete or self-compacting concrete, and then measurement of the inner and outer height of the concrete from the jaring to top. You can put this bar and take from there. You can measure. He is using the camera, then exact measurement will be done. So inner height is measured. You need to measure the outer height, and you can measure the outer height also. Okay, and then the uh, difference between the inner and outer height should not be more than 10 mm. You can say. Okay, so this is jaring test, and the V funnel test, uh, that is V funnel at T5 mm. So you can say that this is the different. You can see the V funnel is there. Its dimension is given for the concrete. For mortar, the size is different for V funnel test, and the opening aperture is 65 by 75 mm. Height of this aperture portion is 150 mm, and this top where you pour the concrete is 490 mm, and the height of this conical shaped portion of funnel is 425 mm. Then you have to pour the concrete in that V funnel test, and that you can see how you can perform the V funnel test uh, on the self-compacting concrete V funnel test. So this is the V funnel test of the concrete. You can see. So various such videos are available, and then you can find out the time required to pass the concrete from the V funnel, and that is recorded, and that is nothing. Okay. video you can see this full funnel test is going to perform. This blue apparatus you can see on the stand is nothing but V funnel. Okay, it gives the self-compacting concrete measurement for your concrete and the time required. तो 9 सेकंड में आपका similarly another test you can perform L box test. It is also the passing ability of your concrete. Also U box test is also gives the passing ability of your concrete. So this is nothing but the self-compacting concrete. Different tests on to be performed in the self-compacting concrete. So advantage of the self-compacting concrete because we don't need the vibrator or mechanical means of any such for the compaction and manpower requirement will be reduced. Problem caused by vibrator are reduced. Easy to place, faster construction because no need of compaction, no and better surface finish improves durability due to the better compaction and rigidity of the concrete. So these are the advantages of your self-compacting concrete. Now we'll come to our second part of this is nothing but the uh, fiber reinforced concrete. Okay, so fiber reinforced concrete, yani we are using the fiber to increase the uh, flexural strength of your concrete. So different fibers can be used. So plain Portland cement concrete is a brittle material. You know the plain concrete is the brittle material. No, plain concrete is a brittle material. So that Uh, to avoid this brittlity, we are using fibers in the concrete to avoid the cracks. Therefore, the strength of concrete in tension is much lower than in compression. A growing tensile crack in a plain concrete can very soon lead to failure. In the presence of reinforce, the tensile load is transferred to the steel, an alternative to increase the load carrying capacity of concrete in tension. If we apply well dispersed fiber in the concrete, it acts a bridge that cracks that develops in the concrete, and the incorporation of fiber in a cement matrix leads to an increase in the toughness, tensile strength, and improvement in the cracking and deformation characteristics of the resultant concrete. So these are uh, uh, there are different types of fibers that is we can be used. So fibers are generally distributed throughout a given cross-section of concrete, unlike reinforcing bar, which are provided in specific location only. Fibers are distributed overall. Then fibers are also relatively short, close space compared to reinforcing bar. The overall amount of fiber in concrete is 0.1 to 0.5% by volume compared to reinforcing steel. In any case, substantial enhancement of concrete properties can be achieved by use of fibers. So fibers in concrete primarily act to a bridge to growing cracks, thus restricting their further growth. Okay, so there are many conventional fibers that are typically used uh, particles in the concrete. They do not affect the compressive strength of concrete significantly, but other hand, ultimate tensile strength of concrete can be greatly enhanced by using the fibers. So there are many such fibers you can use. This U-box, L-box. Just now we have seen this J-ring, U-box, L-box. These figures are given in the books or also you can use that. And uh, maybe you are studying that. These are the types of fiber. You can see the this steel fiber. The different types of fibers. So this fiber reinforcement concrete uh, uh, are added to concrete to control the cracking caused by plastic shrinkage and drying shrinkage. The addition of the small closely spaced and uniformly dispersed fiber will act as a crack arrestor and enhance the tensile strain, fatigue strain, impact strain, and abrasion resistance of the concrete. They also reduce the permeability of concrete, though the flexural strain may be increased significantly. Okay, so these are the fibers you can use in the concrete. So there are many sub fibers and uh, the length and diameter of the fiber uh, is called as the aspect ratio. So the aspect ratio of the fiber is the ratio of its length to the diameter. Huh? So typical aspect ratio ranges from 30 to 150 mm as per the requirement. Okay, so you can use that and you can see here 30 to 150 and aspect of the diameter of steel fiber may be vary from 0.25 to 0.75 mm. Increasing the aspect ratio of the fiber usually increases the flexural strength and toughness of the matrix. However, fibers that are too long tend to ball in the mix and create workability problems. That's why the too long fibers are avoided. You know? So you can see the different fibers are there. You can see the steel fibers of different shape. You can see here the figures. This one the cream colored and the flat, groove fiber, wire fiber, and then you can see the B. This is the fine fibrillated polypropylene fibers and glass fibers are also there. Some of the photographs is with me. You can see the different types of fibers. Nowadays, very commonly for strengthening of the old structure, we are using the carbon fibers in large quantity. You can see that this is the carbon fibers. Figures is the carbon fiber seen in the microscope. These are the carbon fibers you can see. They are very strong. They are very strong. You can see how small this one. This 1 centimeter is given here. You can see how small these fibers are. So these fibers are used. These are the carbon fibers. You can see they are very strong. You can see the carbon fibers. Their tensile strength is very strong, and they are used. This is nothing but we can know the jute fibers. Jute fibers are also used in the concrete construction work. You can see the glass fiber. Glass reinforcement concrete is also made, and water tanks is very fine thickness wall of water tank is produced by these glass fibers. So glass reinforcement concrete having very much durability and used for the facade or the elevation purposes. These fibers is the glass fibers. See, this is nothing but the henequen fiber. Henequen fibers are also used for the. You can see the henequen plant. This is the henequen plant, and from this plant, the fibers is obtained, and the henequen plant. This is the again you can see the jute fiber, and the jute is also used for making the body for storing of the materials, and when bags that you are preparing uh, from the jute. This is the jute fibers, and they can be used. This is the kenaf kenaf plant. Kenaf plant also gives us the fiber. Kenaf plant, and after the cutting this kenaf plant, you can get the reinforced polylactic acid. You can see here the kenaf plant. These fibers are there, and this type of fiber you can also obtain from the kenaf plant. Okay, these four fibers, and you can see here from this plant. You can this is a all the natural fiber. Log line flex fibers are there, and this is the making of the carbon fiber in the factory. You can see the strength of carbon fiber is more than the steel fibers. Much. This is the seashell fiber. This seashell plant. This seashell plant fiber of cutting over the seashell plant is cut down from the leaf. You can obtain the fiber, and after this drying the leaf, and you can get the fiber like this. This is the seashell fiber. You can see very shiny and very strong. Can be all these are the seashell fibers that we can using for the equipment. This is the steel fibers. You can see steel fiber of different shape. This is the steel fiber having the crimped shape. Type 1, type 2, type 3 steel fibers are there. You can see the geometry. This hook shape. You can see different hooks are provided, and that is the fibers. You can see the round crimped type fiber, and that is nothing but steel type fiber that is used for the where we need the industrial flooring. We need to increase the fatigue resistance or flexural resistance. We are using this fiber in the concrete. That's why they are called as fiber reinforced concrete. Okay, so you may understand from this. These are the fiber reinforcement concrete, and this the fiber aspect ratio generally asked it is nothing but the length which the diameter ratio is called aspect ratio, and many such things are uh, available on the internet. You can download and study. Okay, so this we are studying about the fiber reinforcement concrete. Now, so the length, mostly the flexural strength of the concrete is increased. Already we have seen the hooked steel, glass fibers, polyester fiber, and polypropylene fibers. Various types of fibers available in the market. You can use any one of them. And these are the some of the properties: dense, modulus, tensile strain and strain at failure, different fiber, steel, uh, glass, polymeric, asbestos fiber is also used for for preparing the roof sheeting, and the carbon fiber and natural fibers we have seen the coir, wood, sisal, jute, meat, etc. There too much fibers are available and you can use. Fibers added in a dosage of 0.1 to 0.5% by volume of concrete enhance the primary the ductility of concrete, enabling it to undergo large deformation at failure. The compressive strain and first cracking tensile strength concrete are not affected by the presence of fiber. Also, the load carrying capacity of the in the flexural increase the performance of the fiber reinforced concrete depend on the properties of fiber, which will include the dimension of the fibers, type of the fiber. Polymeric fiber, despite their low strain and moduli, are useful owing to their high ductility. So these are the nothing but the fiber reinforcement concrete, and you can go for uh, as per your special requirement. You can go for your fiber reinforcement concrete. Okay. Now come to the and some special type of concretes are also there, uh, and many papers are also available on the internet. You can search this. You can literature your fiber reinforced geopolymer concrete. Or in geopolymer concrete, you will see in next class how it is the geopolymer concrete, and you can use that. Okay, but that is nothing but different types of fiber and special concrete and concrete technology you can see, and many such papers of latest concretes are available on market. Self-compacting concrete, self-healing concrete is also there. It will automatically heal the concrete if there is crack. So that is called as self-healing concrete. Also, some reactive powder concretes are also there. So many such special types of concrete are required for special purposes, so that you can download study on from the internet. Many types of yellow concretes are there. The reactive powder concrete is also one of the is developing composite material which allow the concrete industry to optimize the material usage, generate economical benefit, build structure that are strong, durable, sensitive to environment. So for the high performance concrete, we are also looking the reactive powder concrete. So the comparison of physical mechanical durable properties, the RPC, that is reactive powder concrete, and the HPC high performance concrete, so that RPC reactive powder concrete possesses better strength in compression in flexure and lower permeability compared to the high performance concrete. So this you can search on different types. This reactive powder concrete was developed in France in early 1990s and was the first reactive powder concrete uh, is a uh, is a structure that Sherbrooke Bridge in Canada was erected in July 1997. A reactive powder concrete is an ultra-high strength, high ductility cementitious composite with advanced mechanical and physical properties. It consists of a special concrete where the microstructure is optimized and precise gradation. So you can different reactive powder concrete or different concrete types you can see. Here are some the enhancing homogeneity and strength of the reactive powder concrete. So property of RPC, reduction in aggregate size. Basically, coarse aggregate are replaced by the fine sand with reduction in the size of coarse aggregate by a factor of about 50, and maximum size of fine sand is 600 micrometer, and the mechanical, chemical and thermomechanical failure, types of failure in it. So these are the different types of your uh, concrete you're seeing, and uh, uh, inshallah uh, we will see also some more different types of uh, concrete in the coming lecture. Is all about the special types of concretes. So if you have any question, you may ask with me. And in afternoon also we have the lecture and class you have to join, and we will discuss some more another type of special concrete in unit number 5, and then we will on the verge of completing the unit number 5 also. So if you have any problem, you have any question, you may ask me with me, or otherwise we will stop. Any question? Anybody? Please. Ahmad, Gulam, Yasir, Ahmad, Desh, no sir. So, please join on the next lecture. I will share 2 p.m. से है, so we will try to join on time, or maybe 2:15 inshallah we will start the work. So thank you for joining today. Okay.